Welcome back to Mike It Loud podcast. I'm Brittany Racine. We are wrapping up the mini series that has been on mindset during the month of April because we finally have a release date for when season 3 is going to start. That is going to be May 12th, 2026. I'm not sure how many episodes yet, but I do have quite a few guests lined up. I'm just trying to work around summer break, summer vacations. I know a lot of people are like checked out at that time. But yeah, season 3 so far looks like it's going to have a great lineup. If you are new to the podcast and you're just tuning in right now in the middle of this mini series, this is not really a standard episode. The past 4 weeks during the month of April has been what I call a mini series, and I put them in between seasons as I book guests and find different topics to talk about in the main series. So there's a full season 1, a full season 2, a Halloween mini series, and then this is going to be the last episode of the Mindset mini series until we bring you season 3 here in May. So today's topic is long overdue, and we are talking about branding today. Now, there are so many different layers of branding. Today, we're going to start with more of like the basics of branding. If you've never really studied it, read about it, put too much thought into it, like this is going to be where to start. The wild thing is originally when I thought about doing the podcast, I thought it was going to be all on branding and business branding mindset. I guess that was kind of my vision. It wasn't really the plan. It was just what I kind of expected it to be. And then the more I got into it, I love how it turned out. Like during the normal seasons, when I have guests and different topics and like everything under the sun to talk about, I love doing that. I'm so glad that I did it that way because you hear about businesses and branding from many different industries or people who have done it right from stage 1 or who, had a lot of fails trying to brand the wrong way. So we are going to start right off the bat with something that we really need to establish before we even start branding. And that is going to be what your business is, what you stand for, and who your ideal client is going to be. It's hard to target anybody if you don't know who your specific client is. I know this is different in a lot of industries. Like there's some industries that are going to have a super, super specific client, and that's going to be the easiest ones to target. And then there's going to be others that have a wide variety of clients to reach out to, which is going to be a little bit harder to target, especially from a digital standpoint. First, when you're talking about branding, and I'll use a couple different examples from different industries here, you want to talk about who your ideal client is. So I'm going to use a hairstylist as an example. So you want to brand yourself as a hairstylist. There's a million different types of hairstylists you could be. You could be the value hairstylist where, you're doing very affordable haircuts, but something like your target audience is going to be somebody that wants to save money. So their focus is going to be price. You could be someone that is focused on luxury treatments. So whether that's, really expensive extensions, whatever other treatments and things go along with that. You could focus on kids. You could focus on just women. You could focus on just updos. Like there's so many different things you could do. So you need to figure out which one of those is your brand or is your target. If you are going to be targeting high-end extensions, you're not going to want to be putting out content that talks about like discounts and timing. Like, okay, we can get you in and out of here in 30 minutes for $30 or something. Like that's not going to be the content that you're going to want to put out if you're trying to attract people who want extensions. Like obviously that's going to be a super long appointment. That's going to be a super huge investment for somebody. So you need to figure out who your ideal client is based on what it is that you want to be as a brand. Maybe I should do another example here. This could be the same thing if you're a personal trainer. If you want to do group fitness classes, everybody paid $20 and that's what you want your brand to be, then that's what you need to write down as your brand. If you want to be somebody that's like more high end or focused on a specific type of exercise. So narrow this down to what it is like you specifically want as your clientele. This is also going to tell you how you're going to represent yourself or your brand and how you're going to be seen out in the world. This can even be as specific as like demographics or like ages of clients. If you own a fitness studio and you really want to focus on kids strength training, like that's such a specific group. So I feel like the more specific you can be on that, the better it's going to be for you. Now, if you're looking at this like in my industry, real estate, that's so broad. So it is a lot harder, I think, if you're in an industry that has such a broad audience to really hone in as a brand to make it as specific as possible. Really, the only thing you can base it on is location. Like obviously, as a personal brand, if you are tied down to a location, like that's what you want to focus on, right? Like, what does this area need? Is there a pocket of opportunity that's available for that? If you are not tied down to location, whether you're selling a product or something online, then you can definitely scale this as needed. So I want you to think about what are what are the themes of your brand? And I'm not saying like the color scheme of like your in font of your Instagram. Like, thankfully, I feel like those days are kind of over. I know when I first started this years ago, it was like, oh, the aesthetic of it. It has to all be the same edit. I don't even know what the word is for it. Not tone, but like filter. Like it needs to have like the same brightness and like vividness of all the colors and saturation, like whatever. I am not the person to do that. And I'm glad that we're kind of phasing out of that because that was so time consuming and just overwhelming for me to even think about. Like, not only am I trying to figure out what content is even going to work online, I have to make sure that my font and all the colors are kind of the same. Like, no, that was too much. So luckily, the way that social media marketing, digital marketing, whatever it is kind of turning is to a more authentic, less edited, more personable content consumption. I think we overdid it with the filtering and the face tuning and the scripts and the editing. Like we overdid it for years that now it's like the pieces of content and the brands that are doing really well are just super authentic. Like sitting here in your sweatpants, telling you why your product or your service is so amazing or your experience with such and such is credible because it's just more real. And I think that people really connect to it better. And it's just a little bit more trustworthy than something that just seems so like unrealistic in real life. Okay, so you have your topics, niche, ideal client, all of that, right? There are so many people who are still not utilizing digital marketing, and it honestly blows my mind. Like, if you are in the contractor space, there's such an opportunity for these specific industries because there's just not that much competition out there. There's not a whole lot of people who are doing landscaping, like concrete work, stuff like that, that are really nailing their content. They might have social media pages, but they're not really working it the way they need to, right? There's such a huge benefit in digital marketing because exposure is money. Like exposure is growth. If you don't have exposure, if people aren't seeing you, your brand, your company, how do you expect to succeed? Like, how do you expect to gain clients, make sales, land contracts when nobody even knows that you exist or what you do? So exposure is everything, and the algorithm is here to work that to death, honestly. Like consistency is the algorithm for the most part. Um, uh, when I first started, I think it was like they said one post a day and several stories. One post a day was the most overwhelming thing I had ever heard at the time. I'm like, I post like twice a month. Who even wants to see this post? Like, I don't have anything interesting to say that often. People have really started to notice the benefits of digital marketing and try to jump on the bandwagon and work it as well. Now the algorithm is, from what I heard last, which was probably about this year, is a minimum of 3 posts per day. This is probably TikTok, Instagram, Facebook is kind of like piggybacks off of Instagram, I guess. That is what is like expected for consistent growth, which sounds exhausting, I know. The algorithm is like a freaking cult leader. Like the more that you worship it, it will push you out. Like you feed it, it will feed you. If you ignore it, like you're dead to it. Now, when it comes to making content, I talk to so many people that are trying to grow on social, but they're too afraid to do what is necessary. And I am telling you right now, you're going to feel convicted by this, but I'm just going to shoot you straight and save you a lot of headache in trial and error. Okay. I read a book on social media marketing probably like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. You have to test the content. And there's a long testing period. Like you have to get data of what is working well for you. So it could be what hooks are working well for you. Is it reels? Is it pictures? Is it carousels? Is it um voiceovers? Like whatever it is, like you have to test that content. And when I first started doing it, I learned very quickly that I have to be in the content. And that's not just a me thing, that's an everybody thing. Like if you are not in your content, it's going to take you 1 million times longer to grow because your audience, your people, your followers, your ideal client needs to be connected to you, not whatever your hand is showing. So if I went to like I'm going to give an example that's actually true life of what I was doing at the time. If I went to show a house and I just took a video of the house, even if it was the most amazing house on earth, if I just took a video of the house, made it into a reel and posted it on my Instagram, my Facebook, whatever, it might be an incredible house. People might say, wow, I like that, or like get some views. But if I was physically in the house, walking through it, you could see me as a person doing the job. It just makes people trust you more. It gives them like more of a personal feel to it. And those pieces of content would do 1,000 times better. Your face has to be in the content. And I've been hearing this a lot lately. People are too afraid to talk. I don't like my voice. I'm just telling you right now, if the reason you're not talking in content or being in content is because you don't like your voice, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot. You're half-assing your own commitment to this. Like you cannot half-ass it either, because the algorithm, like I said, is like a slave driver. If you're half-assing your commitment to it, it knows. It's going to know that. Like, just skip all the bullshit. And I'm telling you, put your face in it and your voice. And half the time I think people are like, I just hate how I sound. I'm going to get so judged for this, or I hate how I look. Like, when I'm looking at my content and who's seeing it, a lot of the people aren't even my followers. So if I'm thinking, oh, I look so stupid, or I sound so stupid, or whatever it is, the likelihood of them even seeing the content, like if you're working the algorithm correctly, it's going to push it out to your ideal client that you're trying to focus here, not just people that follow you or your friends or whatever it is. Okay, I posted this 3 days ago. It is a reel of me screwing up on the podcast several different times. It's probably 20 seconds long. Maybe it's 30, I don't know, 30 seconds long or so of me screwing up while making this podcast. Looking at this piece of content, it has 4,000 views. Data here, 85% of the views on this are non-followers. That's good news. Like, that is good news. 14.9% are my followers. The whole purpose of this is to gain new followers, to get brand recognition and new audiences. So you're not just here to entertain your followers, your friend group, whoever. The purpose of this is to reach new audiences. So check your professional dashboard. How many people are going to your profile every single month? Mine currently says 113,000 in like the past 30 days. That's a ton of people. And just because they're not clicking follow, like, obviously the purpose of this is to gain followers, to gain traction, to gain engagement, because that's going to like basically kiss ass to the algorithm, right? Like, you want that. But views matter so much more than people are giving credit for. Remember back during like COVID when everybody like randomly got like 50,000 followers overnight? That's a turnoff now. You don't want to do that. There's so many different like random little companies that are like, get 100,000 followers overnight. You can totally tell what those profiles are, and they're actually turning people away from it, because I feel like it honestly just like cheats your credibility. Like, you sound like a bullshitter at that point. Like, if you have 50,000 followers and your videos only have 1,200 views on it, like, the math isn't mathing, and everybody can tell. So get in your content, talk in your content, be authentic and imperfect in your content. Like, all of those things are working much better. Now I want to talk about branding from not a digital perspective. I don't know why you wouldn't use that, just because it's literally free and it is hard to learn, but I'm telling you, it's going to be cheaper and way more beneficial than sending mailers out or paying for billboards, whatever it may be. There's one more thing I want to say about digital marketing. Actually, I'm sure there's a lot more things I'm going to say about it. Engage with people. Another way to work the algorithm is right before you make a post, go comment and like a bunch of people's stuff, and pick a bunch of things that your clients are going to look at. So say I'm posting a video on hardscapes and landscaping, right? Like, I'm going to do a video that's on redoing my landscaping in my front yard with new pavers and raised beds, whatever. That's what my video that I'm about to share is on. I'm going to search in Instagram and Facebook, wherever it is, hardscapes or landscaping reno or landscaping, and then click ones that you like and go through and like them, comment on them. Like, there has been I have commented like the most random shit on some like content that I don't even follow. Some of the comments have hundreds of likes on it. But those people also would be like, okay, this comment is really funny, or I really like what this person said. Let me see what they're about. The next thing you know, they're listening to the podcast, or sending it to a friend that's also interested in that kind of content. So start stalking the topics of the content you're going to put out, and you really work the algorithm. You pre-work it, okay? Like, you You are pre-gaming the algorithm if you go through and engage, like, do all that stuff right before you put out a piece of content. There's a cheat code for you. Okay, so doing branding out in the world. I think it's great to collab with other brands, other businesses. They might not really go with yours, but they also attract similar clients. Definitely get involved in the community. The more people that see you, the better it's going to be. They're going to be like, oh, that's what's her name that does the hardscape landscaping. I saw her video. That's really cool. I didn't know she was friends with this person over here that I also trust. So that's awesome. If that person likes her, then I must like her. I'm going to use Jen from Brass and Oak as an example because everybody on the face of the earth loves her. My friend Jen, she owns a boutique store in downtown Brighton. If you've never been, it's amazing. Just go. You'll feel better about your life because they're the nicest people on earth, too. Anyways, love Jen. I had her on the podcast. I've done different collabs with her. She lives in my town. So this could be branding on so many different levels because obviously I do a lot of jobs, right? Um, Me doing content with Jen, doing events with Jen, she's bringing people within the community that I work in, and mine is very specific to location. I don't need to go network with people who live in a different state than me that I'm not licensed to sell them a house in. So again, she is very connected within this community socially, support her business, then she supports mine. I see her audience. It's all very local to where I work. But also that could be the same for any type of like other brand collaborations. Like obviously I do LTK and like commission based marketing for clothing, design, whatever it is on social. Those are bringing all women in that are going to probably like the same kind of stuff I like. So again, cross marketing on that. I did want to say Google it's not dead. Obviously, we know it's not dead. But if you are picking I guess I'll say hairstylist again. If you're picking a hairstylist, you might go to Google still and say, okay, who has the best Google reviews, right? But I almost feel like the Google reviews, they're not dead. Don't shoot me for that. But people are kind of going to social media first. What is this person putting out? Are they hustling? I want to see how hard they're working. Are they trying to grow their business? If you're not on social, I feel like people just assume like you're half-assing your business. This is a part-time thing. If you are committing full force into socials, like they know that you are here to work and that you're probably good at what you do. And it really gives them a vibe of who you are as a person, and you are your brand. So regardless of what you're selling, what your service is, you are the brand. Are you positive? What energy do you put out? What are your interests? Like obviously I'm obsessed with Frenchies. So connect with me on Frenchies. I love that. I want people to know that about me. I'm a mom. I'm entrepreneur, like all the things that you are is your brand. I do think that we're in a lot more socially acceptable era of life right now, which I love because I think that there is a lot more room to be authentic, be creative, and just be true to who you are as your own brand. I would say, 10 years ago, I wouldn't be able to wear the outfits that I wear, which realistically, I would just wear them anywhere else besides to work. Now I can just wear them to work. If I want to wear a blazer that's a crop top, that shows my midriff, I'm allowed to do that. We're in such a more socially acceptable world. But also, if somebody doesn't want me to be their agent because they don't like my style, they're probably just not going to vibe well with me in general. Or maybe they will, but I don't really care for that. It's not even worth sometimes having on the wrong clients. So I think being completely true to who you are is going to bring in the right business for you. It's the same for if you are covered in tattoos. Like I feel like that's all something right now that we're very much accepting of in society. So I think it's really good to just be authentic to who you are because that's going to make you stand out for whatever it is that you do. Because a lot of people are still thinking, 10 years ago, well, I can't do that or I can't show face that. Or maybe they're thinking I can't really talk in my video because my voice sounds stupid. Like just do all the things and stop thinking so much about it. It sounds easy, right? Let's talk about print. I'm just going to touch on it. If you are doing any type of print branding, so whether it's a brochure or some type of like info card, mailer, whatever it is, less is more, which is coming from me, who is a more is more girl through and through. And you guys know this about me. Less is more because if you give them too much information, first of all, they don't understand it because they're not in your industry. So they're going to not get it at all. Um, it's going to be better for you to explain it like you are explaining something to a third grader that is going to encourage engagement because what you want is conversations. Conversations are connections, that's building your network and building relationship. That's going to have a huge effect on your sales. I'll just say that. Your sales, your success, your growth in general. So let's use hairstylists again for an example. If you want to explain or describe a service that you do that a lot of people maybe inquire information on, this is not something that you are going to type out into a pamphlet and hand somebody because, first of all, are they even going to read that much? I feel like they skim through it. If there's too much information, then it just creates more confusion and more room for questions. Just give them the basics, make a YouTube video or QR code something, and then have them scan the QR code to see you do a demo video of whatever it is that you're talking about. Scan this QR code and see how we install blah, 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 blah in step 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you do it. Maybe do a voiceover with it. Keep it basic, keep it simple. And it doesn't have to be like a public YouTube channel. There's ways that you can make a video of you demoing whatever it is that you're trying to educate somebody on and put it in a YouTube video that is only able to be viewed by people who have that link. So if they see the QR code and they scan it, that's where they can access the video. They can't just go on and like search whatever your name is demoing this. It's not going to be on there because it's not a public video. You can do one that's just to a specific list of people. Or I don't know what it's called. What is it called? List? I think it's like list or something. There's like one that's private, one that's like a list, and then one that's public maybe. Just click the one that says if they have the link, they can watch the video and then put that in the QR code. Again, if you don't even know where to start for any of this, go to your friend ChatGPT and start there. Hey, I need to make a QR code. How do I do that? It will tell you right away. Like it sounds more overwhelming than you think it is, but I mean, ChatGPT AI in general will just ask it the dumbest questions on earth. Hey, I don't even know how to make a YouTube video. How do I edit a video? What platform should I use for that? Ask it whatever specific content. Like, hey, I do this job. What is the best AI platform for that? What is the best content platform for that? This is my favorite thing. This is what I've been doing for a while now. And I'm sure a lot of people do it also, but if it's new to you, you're literally going to be mind blown. Go to AI and have it write you a content calendar. Because how are you coming up with 3 pieces of content every day off of just like your own brain energy, right? Like making content in general already like makes your head spin on top of having a job and like trying to eat and like get your kids to sports on time. Let AI do all of that. Go into ChatGPT and type in, do you love that I'm typing right now? I am a hairstylist that specializes in, I don't know, whatever the hell you specialize in. This is what I do. Please generate a 30-day content calendar for me for Instagram using carousels, reels, posts, stories. I need 3 per day, and I want to focus on, like, this is the goal of it. I want to gain followers and engagement within this area. Here's my ideal client. It will give you so much information. And then if there's a few of them that you're like, I don't really like that, you can always say, I need stronger hooks or I need whatever. And a hairstylist in general, I feel like has so many different ways to do things. You could do 1 day a week, like on Mondays, quick updo, or a 10-minute hairstyle to go to the baseball field or whatever it is. And just literally video yourself doing the hair. And if you're like, oh, I already did that braid like 3 months ago, do it again. Because I guarantee it's going to be seen by a completely different audience. No one's going to be like, she did that braid 3 months ago. I already saw that braid. I don't want to see that braid again. No, re-show me the braid. Maybe I forgot that I wanted to do that braid. Sometimes I will batch content. So say I need to record 5 pieces of content. I will just change my shirt and like the location that I'm at to make sure that people are like, oh, I never saw that. Like if I'm doing the same one and just breaking it up into a million different pieces, people are just going to scroll by and be like, oh, I already saw that, right? Because even if they don't have audio on, like, oh, I've seen this. This looks familiar. I guarantee, like, just for me in general, I would love to see 10-minute ways to restyle my hair or 10 different ways to wear my hair up when I go to the pool because I look like an idiot every single time I go because I just stick it on top of my head like a hen, like it is right now. I call this a hen because it looks like a chicken just like sitting on top of my head. Show me some cute ways to do this, but I have 10 minutes or less. Like that's like everybody wants convenience, right? You could do a carousel of like top 5 hair products that changed my life. Here they are. Link it, get a commission off of it, whatever it is. Those are all things that you can do besides just posting like people's hair that you do or, you know, you cutting hair or whatever it is that you're doing right now. Have AI roast your page that you have right now. Hey, based on my Instagram page, what would you say my ideal client is and what my brand stands for? That will be very telling to you if you have it right or not, or you need to redo that. Then have a conversation and say, okay, this is actually my main focus. How can I dial that in and make sure that that's showcased? So now I'm going to wrap up and I just want to say that branding 1000% is all on brand recognition, exposure, who sees you, who knows you. The more they see it, they're gonna recognize it. Like there's been times, and I'm not saying this to be like annoying or braggy. I walk around all the time and people will come up to me and they're like, "Are you that Brittany girl?" And I don't know where they saw me, what they heard, whatever it might be. That means that it's working. And they might not even follow me. There's people all the time that I'm like not friends with on anything and don't follow me. And they still are like, I see your stuff all the time. So I just recognize you. That's what you want. Like, especially as a business. So be cringe, be annoying, be over the top. Just know that even if you're putting 3 pieces of content out every day, it's not going to the same people. So you're not going to be just overkill. I'm sick of you. If they are, then they're out, whatever. They'll unfollow you. But that's not what you want anyway. Most of the people that see it and they're going to support your brand and they're going to support you and your service, your product, whatever it is, they have no issue in seeing it because it's something that they like. They want you to succeed because they like your product, your service, who you are as a brand. I did a one-on-one branding session last week. We had a very successful conversation. If you're watching this, Sean Marie, what up? She sells wellness products. We were kind of discussing like different ways to branch into new audiences. And we were talking about trade shows. And I was like, I really just feel like you don't want to box yourself in as a vendor. So I think sometimes like that's something that maybe you need to think about. Where am I selling my products? Am I putting myself in a category that I don't really want to be in based on how I've been marketing myself? You need to position yourself for the way that you want your business, your brand, your products to be represented. You want to make sure that that goes hand in hand with your ideal client. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you learned something. If you have questions about anything, I am always here for a conversation, for feedback. If you want to do a one-on-one branding session, I love doing those and just connecting with people. Please send me a message. All my social media is going to be in the show notes. Thank you for listening to the mini series here this April. It was really just a way to kind of stay connected and throw out some little pep talks this spring while I was working away to kind of see what I was going to bring for season 3. I'm going to give you a little bit of a teaser here for season 3 because we have a lot going on. It's going to be a grab bag. It's going to be a little bit of everything. But right now, the lineup is looking very, I guess, on brand for Mike It Loud. We have conspiracy theories coming. We have, I don't even know the word to describe this. I feel like calling it alien talk and like UFO investigating is not the right term for it because it is so far beyond that, like mind blowing. Okay. So that was like the child version title of what this is actually going to be. But some of them I'm like, okay, I booked this person. They look super interesting. They have a very successful business. I don't really know where we're going to go with it yet because you know me, I don't like to know the person too well before I start interviewing them because I think there's so much power in unpacking and getting to know the person with the audience. So I do have a lot of like a couple big hitter business owners, entrepreneurs that I'm sure we will talk business. We will talk their personal story, which I don't even know what we will uncover with that. I have a friend I'm interviewing next week. She is an amputee. She is now working for a company that does 3D prosthetics. Hopefully I said that right. Fingers crossed for a animal psychic. I have to nail down the date. I am dying to nail down a time for a guest that I don't even want to reveal yet, but it has been my number one focus to get this person on the podcast since I started it last year. So hopefully I can get this person on for season 3. There's been a lot of complications that have slowed me down or made it hard to reschedule. Oh, I think we're going to do some with childhood development. So kind of where kids are at today, what their challenges are in school, what just a lot of fun things coming up. I love your referrals. So if you have anybody that you want to refer to the podcast, if you have a topic that you want to discuss or be a guest yourself, again, please reach out and share the podcast with anybody that you think would be interested. If you could give us a 5-star and a review, comment, whatever it is that helps the podcast algorithm. So do your girl a favor and then always love your feedback. So I will see you soon, May 12th for season 3.